What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we are here at the Nerd Castle with the next episode of Rimworld. In the previous episode, we had done a little bit of renovations, so we're trying to move all this stuff around. Everybody's busy sleeping right now, which I don't blame them for. Sleeping is pretty awesome. It's something that I personally enjoy, so I don't begrudge anybody else for wanting to clock out for a little bit. It's all good. I think I should probably install some more batteries. I mean, I keep discharging all my electricity, so I don't think it's really going to matter that much. But it is nice to have. Okay, and so now having all those walls in, the thing that I would like to accomplish now is deconstruct that too. And in the previous episode, we had renovated this big room. So getting back to my train of thought here, because it was rapidly running away from me, what we had wanted to do was line the entire room with metal walls to make everything function a little bit better. And I think that is a good plan. That was one of those astute observations that a member of the NCE had thrown out there. And so I said, you know what, NCE? A good idea is a good idea, and so we are not going to ignore it. In fact, we are going to deploy it everywhere. And so in putting in these metal walls, we're now ensuring that power physically pretty much cannot go out. Turn off a couple of these turrets too. No, okay, you can build diagonals. Good. I got worried about that for a second. I was like, diagonals? Can we build those? Yeah. I think what I would prefer to do over here, and this is a tough call because anything that I place right here is going to blow up and take out that conduit along with it. It would have to be at least this far out, which would then, I think I'll leave this for people to hide behind. In fact, this will just be an open space where my own soldiers can get behind it and fight from there. It'll be okay. And then after that point, the other things that we need to accomplish here are going to be relegated to, well, we got to put back in another turret. So we'll put that turret, that's a little bit close to my batteries. We might not do that. Let's put a turret right there, as that's far enough away to where it won't wipe out my own power supply when it goes in. And so now we've got another path that they have to walk in order to get through and blow themselves up, I guess. We'll also go through and build a stone wall right here so that it's a single wide. I may put in a little alcove right meow and right meow so that we can put in lamps. I mean, I don't want to have too much lighting, but at the same time I don't want to underdo it either, because they really do like being able to see. They are very visually oriented people, and so you want to be careful about the fact that they like to be able to see stuff or else they get depressed. I don't get depressed when I can't see stuff, I just get worried. Like when you're laying in bed at like 3 in the morning and you're a grown-ass man but you still hear that creaky noise and you're like, oh man, I hope there's not somebody in my house. That would be super, super weak right now. Speaking of which, that happened to me one time. I woke up one time at 3 in the morning and went into my living room, and I heard somebody breathing, and I was like, oh, that is not good. It's weird, like that moment your brain makes the connection that something is completely and totally out of the ordinary, and you get like a full body, just not necessarily a shiver, but just a shock of something is not right here. And so I look over at my couch, and there was a girl sleeping, there was a girl with dreadlocks sleeping on my couch, and I look at my front door, and it's unlocked, and I go, oh, damn, I forgot to lock the front door. And so there's this girl sleeping on my couch, and so I just casually sort of shout, what are you doing in my house, with a lot of extra profanity, just in case, because, you know, I had adrenaline going. It was kind of like you see and then you react. I probably could have been a little bit more delicate, and she wakes up and I find out this girl was just cracked out of her mind. I think she was on mushrooms or something, because she was not all there. She was either, I don't think she was like zoning out on heroin or anything, because she wasn't like nodding or anything. She wasn't like, when you're talking to somebody who's on heroin, they like nod out and stuff all the time. I think she was on a hallucinogen, maybe mushrooms or LSD or something. I don't know, but she was tripped out and she wasn't all there. She could answer questions, but it wasn't around. And so I think I scared her when I woke her up shouting, and so she ran out of the house. Like, well, that was an interesting experience. She kind of skittered, if I had to describe how it happens, like just kind of skittering off into the darkness to do whatever it is that she does on a daily basis. Okay, and a blight killed our crops in the previous episode, which is bad. That's pretty bad. Are those farming suppliers still here? Ooh, they're not. Okay. I was going to buy some food really fast, but I guess it'll be alright. There's only 2 potatoes right there. I could send some people up to kill a muffalo. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go muffalo hunting. Big Cook, you go too. You've got a charge rifle. And I think they were all up north. I'm kind of scared of what's going to happen when I do this, though. Maybe we'll hunt something smaller for now. we go. The squirrel is stunned. Set charge rifles to stun. We don't want to kill the squirrel. We just want to give him a stern warning. Squirrel, be gone. We will blow up the boom rat now. Literally. That seems like a terrible superpower. If I was an animal that was gifted with some kind of, like, ability, just by nature, exploding when someone attacks me would not be the one. Because people get attacked over the course of their life. Sometimes you get in fisticuffs. Sometimes that happens when you're just kind of casually around. I mean, it's part of growing up. And so exploding, to me, doesn't seem like the best response to that situation. Just like, fist fight. Like, that seems like a bad way to carry on the genes and just kind of pass on the genealogy. Don't think you're going too far there if that's what happens. Now, there is a little side problem here. This turret can blow up and kill a bunch of people that are hiding behind these sandbags if that's what decides to happen. Kind of a disappointing situation. But one that I suppose can't be helped too much. My turret arrangement is really inefficient right now, by the way. BT dubs, while we're on the subject. And I don't really know how I want to fix it. I'm just kind of staring at it for right now and zoning out, just glazing over, just like, nah. Why are none of these bodies being hauled, by the way? That seems like a really weird thing to overlook. Considering I put a bunch of people on hauling duty. Ladies, gentlemen, maybe they're too busy cleaning. That could be it. That could definitely be it. It's alright. Low food. Yeah, I realize that. We've got some serious issues on our hands. I could disable the cooking table. God, he started a forest fire. Oh, that muffalo is all by itself. Everybody, come along. It's time to get dinner. Alright, muffalo. Let's test it out with Will first. Why aren't you guys firing? Yay! And so we'll get ourselves dinner this way. Is Will incapable of violence? Oh, okay, so he's incapable of violence. So he's not going to be somebody that we ever want to bring to a gunfight. We're just going to leave him to do other stuff. I'll send these two out on a hunting expedition, though. We'll kill off a couple of these muffalos. It seems like the non-crazy variety try and run away. Don't... Yeah, get out of the way. You're in the line of fire. Get down! Yogg! Kill me! There we go. And that should hold us over for a good long time. That should be something that gives us, yeah, hundreds of meat to get us through the winter or whatever it is. The winter of our discontent. Yep, there it is. Alright, so we should be alright. They will bring those down here, and they will chop them up, and we'll give ourselves some lovely meaty meals, which is good, because I am a fan of the meat. Will, can you clean up dead bodies, then? Like, go clean up dead people. Oh, Big Cook is actually having some serious issues right now. Not that serious. Yeah, it's that dark hallway. You guys had mentioned that already. Let's go back through. Cross, are you... Oop. Seeing the dead bodies was just one thing too many for good old Cross. Just couldn't make it. I think carpets are probably in order now that we have... Did we not haul that metal yet? Okay. I was gonna say, we should have thousands of metal. Where is all of our metal be at you metal? Where? Okay, so maybe we went through all that metal. I mean, we did build a lot of turrets. So that is a distinct possibility in all this. Squirrel is hanging out in somebody else's. That's kind of creepy. He's just sitting there watching Cross sleep. A little weird. One of the moons has orbited in front of the sun. An eclipse has begun. Okay. That is acceptable. Although we may catch a raider group. Oh, we have a charge rifle in there that I never equipped on anybody. Maybe I should get on that. To get rid of that Uzi and grab yourself a charge rifle. It's going to be... Oh, there's another one too. What? Trying to find somebody with a bad gun here. It's probably going to be Squirrel or Cross that we want to send over there. And How fast is our electricity? Oh, it's not dropping off at all. It's perfectly fine. Let's get these lights installed so that when people are going in and out, they're not going crazy from darkness. This room is just a mess. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this room in the future. Not having enough for carpet is gonna be a problem. We do have a little bit of extra silver, so we're gonna continue bargaining for more metal as we play through. Worst case scenario is after the next raider attack, I can wipe out this wall right here to get ourselves a good 1,000 or so. And once I wipe that out, I can rebuild it stronger, better, faster, shootier, and everything will be okay. Looks like we've got, let me do a head count on how many turrets we have. We've got 5, we've got 10, we've got 13 turrets. I don't think that's going to be enough, in all honesty. I think we're going to need more. Let's drop another turret right there. It's kind of the only little bit of open space that I'm seeing where we can fit another one. We could put one right there. I think that's still inside the explosives radius of that one and that one. This is a very messy turret room, by the way. I feel kind of guilty for designing this so terribly. Typically, they look a lot cleaner, I promise you, whenever I play this by myself. It's the function of having to speak while also playing the game, and I just get sidetracked on things. I can't multitask. I'm not one of those human beings. If you task me with one thing, I'm like a scalpel. I am great at doing one thing at a time, but the moment you start telling me to do like 2 to 2.1 things at a time, it all frays and falls apart. Piece by piece. Bit by bit, chunk by chunk. We detected a cargo unit. Let's go see where that fell. And that is way outside where we wanted to go to grab any of that. Doing a quick pan and scan to see if there are any other cargo units around that we could grab now. Nope, doesn't look like it. I'm also sort of looking for other mining locations as well, although I would prefer to continue going into the walls if that's how our mining operation is going to go. I am also tentatively keeping an eye on how much food we have. That's going to be another concern that we need to address, is just making sure that all of our gardens are providing enough potatoes. I mean, we've got a little bit of a buffer with this Muffalo herd over here. So anytime we run out of food, we can just run over and murder one of their family members and bring them back and eat them, which doesn't seem like the nicest thing to do, but you gotta do what you gotta. That would suck if later on we find out they're sentient, and they're just like, we are the people of the Muffalo. We were sent here to observe and watch, and see if you are worthy of rescue, and you have been found wanting. You shall never be rescued from this hole of a planet. And then everybody's just like, oh, I knew we were messing up somehow. Set people out to mine right there. Set people out to mine a little further right there, although not too much. And I feel as though... let's go with some carpet for the bedrooms, because we do have the metal to do that right now. And so there it is. I'm going to color code everything. So domiciles and areas of inhabitants are all going to be blue. Red areas are going to be my prisons and my kill zone, just to detract from the fact that the carpets are kind of nasty in there. So there we are. And the carpets are really kind of a nice invention. Once you got yourself some carpet, they get happier no matter how long they're on it. Once they're, oh good, the Brawlin, what is that? The Boxen Yalin, my brain swapped those. The Boxen Yalin are here, and they would like to buy some of our weapons, which we do have many of. Yeah, just clear it out, man. We've got all kinds of stuff to sell you, so... I'm going to keep the Molotovs in case I need to burn some more bodies. And... we'll buy all of their metal out, too, for now. And so there it is. Much more silver for the road. Now that we are clad in all of the great things that mark us as a successful society, loads and loads of money, we can move forward and we can buy some more metal the next time we get an industrial trader, which shouldn't be too long. They tend to come in rotation, so it should be fine. Once these carpets get done, let's make sure that this is working out. And so as you can see, their happiness and their loyalty are set way, way higher now that they have carpety bits to stand on. I think I need to get myself a few more rooms carved out, and once we get a few more rooms all taken care of, How are these doing out here? 43%. I know I can put lamps out here. By the way, I'm trying to address all the questions during the course of the episode. Like, I know that I can do the things that some people have suggested. It's just I haven't gotten around to it yet. There's a lot of stuff going on. I suppose I could assign a couple people at this point to handling all of our herbal needs. Let me go through and see if I can find anybody that's good at growing. So, Will is very good at growing. So let's go to our overview. And we will have Will, who is an empath. We're going to have him be a warden. We're going to have him be a grower. I'm going to have him be a harvester, since he's good at it anyways. And is anybody else good at it? She's good at construction. She's okay at growing. So I don't think it would be a terrible misallocation to have Anessa doing something like that too. Although we've already put her on hauling and cleaning duty, so maybe we should find somebody else to do it. And raiders have landed nearby. Pretty big group right there. It appears as though some of them have come down. His name is Picker. Her name is Pickle. What an adorable name for a horrible murderous raider. I would like to capture somebody pretty soon. God, this is a large group. I think eventually we're probably just going to die horribly. Freedy. A Freedy? That sounds like a... I mean, it sounds like it would be a delicious snack that you would buy at a convenience store. We're like, hold on, man. While you fill up the gas tank, I'm going to go get some Freedies. Doesn't this... That's what it seems like to me, anyways. The eclipse is now ending. And we should be gaining electricity slowly. And something has gone mad. Ooh. Huzzah. Appears as though we got lucky and a cargo container has crashed right in the middle of our own land. That's really, really good. And 2 is fighting with a squirrel. Never get in a fight with a squirrel. They're nuts. Badumps. Anyways. Oh my god, how could it get worse? How could he go any lower with regards to the comedic attempts that are being thrown out there in this channel? Do I even have enough bedrooms right now? We've got 6, we've got 9. Do we have 9 colonists? Let me count. 4, 9. Okay, so we have exactly enough. So the answer was not 9 to the fact that we had 9. And so now we wait. We wait for Jojo and his pack of nasty bandits. The Nasty Crew to come down here. I was in a guild one time in an MMO called the Nasty Crew because my character's name was Smash Nasty. And so it was basically just like a troll guild where we just like messed around in general chat. But everybody in the guild was the Nasty Crew. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Alright, everybody excluding Will, who can't fire a gun because he's a conscientious objector apparently. Do you conscientiously object to dying as well while we're on the subject? I'm not trying to be an asshole, I'm just questioning your motives here. Alright, so where is Vil? There he is. You're off duty, pal. And then we will have everybody else take up firing positions. And there is the question about whether they will actually come into our base right now or not. I think these are probably bad positions for them to be in. Instead, let's go corner up a little bit. I don't want you guys to get shot by our own turrets. When I said to corner, that's not what I meant. Oh my. So this is getting out of hand really quickly. Luckily, that turret right there that's going to blow up, it's going to take them all with it. Ooh, we have a capture. And she's a Luddite. If you don't know what a Luddite is, it's just somebody that doesn't like technology. If you wanted to get down to the basics, it's somebody that doesn't like technology, doesn't think that they need it. It was started, there was a guy named Lud who led like this little rebellion that wiped out a bunch of factory equipment because it was closing down people's jobs. And so that's where it came from. So probably the majority of us know at least a few people who say at least on a regular basis, I hate technology. Luddite. That person's a Luddite. We could use an extra person, so let's go ahead and friendly chat her up. That fight went okay. Not quite as well as I would have preferred. And I do think we're going to have to work on the efficiency of our kill room. We've got a lot of rounds flying, but if the numbers continue to increase, I don't think it's going to be a sustainable model at the moment for us to go on living the way that we are. It may get a little out of control. Freedy's going to be out cold for a little while. And just as a curiosity, she can't do anything intellectual, she can't do anything scary, and she can't craft anything. But on the plus side, she does have a penchant for shooting stuff. And so that's interesting. She can't do anything intellectual, but she's a talented linguist. Interesting. I can't wait until these traits actually do something. I've been reading through a lot of them in my own personal playthroughs, and it is interesting. It is going to make for interesting and or odd gameplay once you actually have to balance the talents of all of the people in your group. And I don't know if that's one. Okay, so that's already there. That's already been set up to be hauled. Let's go ahead and get all of our conduits back into place. We will rebuild as best we can. You'll forgive my silence here. I'm just kind of trying to figure out. I can do another turret over here. Basically, as they destroy these, I'm going to reorganize. I may just put in more turrets over here and we'll just deal with it and it'll be fine. They don't seem to go after all the turrets on this wall anyways. It always seems to be these ones up in here that get blown up. So while I can't replace them right now due to a lack of metal, simultaneously, let's go ahead and get mining here. See if we can't find some more metal. And there it is. Well, I can almost guarantee we'll get an industrial trader before we have to go fight again, so it should be alright. Is that squirrel, it hasn't been chopped up for dinner? We'll chop it up for dinner, Mai. Make sure that we get ourselves some food, because squirrels are pretty delicious, in fact. Although, I have had 3 pet squirrels over the course of my life. Squirrels don't make that great of pets, by the way. BTW, they get kind of vicious as they get older. The hatred of the wild is just too deeply ingrained in them. They get all like barky and they get all bitey. Like they'll hang out with you, but they don't like being touched anymore. And so what we did is after they grew up, we put a little box in the tree in the backyard, and it was sort of like this vicious dog that also wanted to hang out around you that you couldn't touch. And so the squirrel would come down during barbecues and stuff like that and just kind of walk around among the people, but don't touch it. Like that was the big thing you had to tell everybody, like don't touch the squirrel. It likes to be around people, it thinks it is a person, but it's a really kind of psychopathic, violent person, so leave the violent person alone. A boom rat has gone mad. It'll attack anybody that it sees. Big Cook, how you doing there, buddy? I know people really, really hate mining, so I don't want people to be too deep in the mining shit for too long. Gotta keep an eye on your guys. Make sure they don't lose it. We also need to mine this out right here, so let's continue adding rooms, I guess. Add a room right there. And quite possibly one right there. And once we get done with that, we just kind of wait it out. This game is kind of just fighting against the inevitable for as long as you humanly can. Oh good, the boom rat blew up in the middle of my base. Well, it set one of the bodies on fire. It might be saving me a little bit of work here. It also set Albina on fire. And the fire just keeps getting worse. Stop, drop, and roll! The ground's on fire! It didn't work! Oh my god, the comedic variety right there of just kind of like, stop, drop, and roll. And when you drop to the ground and start rolling, you burst into flames even worse. She's like, ah, somebody lied to me. Damn you, 3rd grade teacher. You give terrible life advice. I guess. I think we've about accomplished enough in this episode. I think I'm going to break it off here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Rimworld. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.